Alright everyone, this is Bob, and yeah, basically I have kind of screwed up. So this is an Oranda Power video finally for you, the fish fam. But yeah, despite the big smile on my face, I have actually fell as a fish keeper actually. Don't worry, all the fish are still good, but yeah, I kind of have massively screwed up this time, and I'm going to explain all of it in this video. But before, I just want to freaking hide my hair because they are really not well made. Alright, so I decided to come out with my little hat. I really like hats, but I just realized I don't have a head for a hat. That one was from Alaska. It's my only hat actually. And yeah, I don't know, for like a week I was like, oh, I really want a hat, I really want a hat, I really want a hat, and then I got the hat and I never wear it again. So yeah, that's the story of that hat. So let's move on for the actual fish keeping screwed up. So kids, don't try what I just did if you want healthy fish. Alright, so this is the aquarium. As you can see, all the sorry, I'm just going to close the window a little bit so we can have less of a glare. But yeah, basically this is the aquarium. All the fish are still doing fine, but I was extremely lucky. So what happened is that for the past I believe 2 or 3 weeks now, I didn't do any water change. The reason why is simply because I was just working way too much at school and everything to actually be able to take the time to do a water change. But fear not, I actually was testing the water with those little stripes just to kind of see if the water was doing bad. And actually the water was still going pretty well, despite the fact that it was like 2 or 3 weeks without a water change. And the last time I did a water change, it was quite a significant one. So I was like, alright, well, when I'm going to do an actual water change, I'm going to do a big one. But the main thing, we have to remember, I don't have a python like most of you guys have. This is how I do water change. So this is actually one of the big reasons why I don't have why I don't want multi-tank or a big aquarium, because yeah, I have to broke my back. Well, not necessarily broke my back, but you know, if when I will get older, at one point it will be really tough to do water change, and I have to go downstairs, fill this bucket with water, and then bring it back here and fill the aquarium with after adding some conditioner in that. No, not some shampoo. Don't worry, I don't put shampoo in my water because all of those fish don't have hair. It's sad, but they are all bald. But basically, that's the main reason why water change takes so much time. And that's also why I don't really film myself doing water changes, because I just have the handful each time I do a water change. So yeah, basically doing water change is a long process. And the second thing, the really annoying thing, is that for some reason the tap water here have like it always have kind of like 10 parts per million or something of nitrate. Sorry, I'm just going to try like the water that I put back in the aquarium, the water that is supposed to be clean is always around here. So I wait until the water is like close to 60 to do a water change. Yeah, basically it just makes no sense to do really lots of water change, because despite my effort, there is always some nitrate or nitrate in the water. It's not a lot, but I do prefer to just wait for a few days or weeks until I have significant amount, well, not significant amount, but when the water quality gets less of a good quality, let's say, now it's the time when I do a water change. And I, despite the fact that there is a lot of fish in the aquarium at first glance, the aquarium isn't really that filthy naturally. In fact, the big advantage I have with my aquarium is the fact that I have not only one but two filters. So I have the hang-on back and the sponge filter, and trust me, that is quite a lot of water change power. Yeah, by the way, I have a mask because why not? You see, despite the fact that there is like two big goldfish, oh sorry about the glare, but yeah, despite the fact that I have two big goldfish and some small fish, all the fish don't produce that much waste, except of course for the two goldfish. So despite the significant amount of fish in this aquarium, I can go for a long time without water change, because I have the hanging back filter that we just don't see, sorry about that. But you can kind of see it right here, and we have the sponge filter, and the sponge filter for some reason it's producing quite a lot of bubble these days, which is a good thing, but I don't know why. But yeah, basically for like a long time the sponge filter did retire and was like, oh, I'm just going to spit a little bit of bubble, and then suddenly this week it just decided to spread out all bubbles. So yeah, basically there is a lot of filtration in there. And what happened as a screwed up is that once I finally had the time to do a water change, just before that I was checking my automatic feeder and I realized, oh, alright, well, there isn't that much food in it anymore. And this is what the mistake come from. So basically, during my last trip at the fish store, I got some new curry catfish, so 3 of them, and they are all doing super well. And since I didn't had any more flake food, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get more food. And I got this new type of flake food that I haven't been able to try just yet, because yeah, there was still the old food in the automatic feeder. So I was like, just before I did the water change, like an hour before I did the water change, I was like, alright, well, there isn't that much food in there. I'm already going to do a big water change because it's been like 2.5 weeks since I haven't done a water change. So why don't I just dump the entire rest of the content, which wasn't a lot, by the way. There was just like it was almost empty. At least that was what I thought when I just decided. And also it was kind of dusty. It was like the small flakes were really small, and I was like, alright, well, I'm going to just dump it in the water. And that was actually my screwed up, because there was way more flake food, like small flake food in there than I originally thought. So and also one of my other screwed up was that I also dumped not one but 2 algae wafer in the water just before feeding the extra flakes. So yeah. Oh yeah, good old Bob, I've done a mistake, deal with it. Overfeeding is really something to be concerned when you start keeping fish. You're better feed less than more. I always tend to feed really small amount a lot of time during the day instead of one big feeding. But for some reason I decided, you know what, I'm going to just dump the rest of the small dust in the water. And the fact is that it was almost all just pink flakes. And if you're good in fish keeping and you know your flake food, you know that fish, there isn't a lot of fish that actually like the pink flake for some reason. In fact, one of the only fish, sorry, that like the pink flake is the goldfish. All the other fish in my aquarium just spit the pink flake out, but the goldfish, they don't care about the color of the flake. They just eat everything regardless, and this is because goldfish are scavengers, and they just eat everything in wait of the cold summer. And this is how you're actually able to keep goldfish outside during the summer if your pond is deep enough, because they just eat all year like a big bear actually, and when winter comes they just chill in the bottom of the pond. And yeah, so goldfish, they just like to eat everything. They aren't picky in nature. They are like the pig of the water world, you know. But as mentioned before, I already put 2 algae discs in the water, so even the goldfish weren't interested into the flake food. They were like, oh, I prefer the algae wafer instead of eating the flake. So there was just a big cloud of flake food on the surface of the water. Trust me, the water was pink. It was disgusting. So realizing my mistake, I just jumped out and did like a 50% water change. I was like, oh my god, alright, I literally screwed up. So I empty up the water until right here, and I put all the water back. But this isn't the only solution I come up with. So I first of all tested the water. The water wasn't that good even after the big water change, but it was still secure enough so I wouldn't be too much concerned. And also, I'm doing several things to like repair my mistake. And by the way, all the fish are all fine. The scavengers are good, the goldfish are good, the danios are good, the goldbarbs are good, everyone is good. Everyone was just having a good time. They were like, oh my god, this is like our Thanksgiving meal. We are just eating like pigs. Yay. But like each time we as human eat a lot, the other day isn't good, you know. So despite all of that, my fish are extremely hardy, and I'm doing a lot of things. So as mentioned, I did a big water change that day, so just to try to remove all excess food and to just you know, just avoid an ammonia spike that would totally destroy the fish. And what I'm going to do probably today is actually clean up the hang on back filter, and in 2 days remove the not remove the sponge filter, but clean the sponge filter. And what I've been doing also, since it's not really good to just do big water change, like drastic water change all the time in a short period, what I've been doing is like I've been just drowning the fish, as the expression said, by just pulling out a little bit of the aquarium water and pouring out some fresh water in this. So it's pretty much like a drop system in a sense, because the drop system do a constant water change by slowly adding some external water to the system, and this is what I'm doing with this aquarium. I also had removed the automatic feeder, because it's good practice to actually well, not necessarily starve your fish, but in a sense, yes, because with goldfish it's always good to just make them starve for a day or two. It's good for the fish, it's natural, because in the wild, fish just eat when they can, and they just, when they eat a lot most of the time, or they just pick some small amount, and over time they are able to survive with that. But it's totally fine and normal to not feed your fish for a day or two. But the problem is that the goldfish if I don't feed them, they just go berserk and try to eat everything in the aquarium, like the Danios. So I still have all my fish, by the way. So the way I deal with that problem is with lettuce. So yeah, they pretty much have eat all the lettuce. Now, if you're new to my channel and in fish keeping in general, you might be asking, what the hell, you put lettuce in your aquarium? Why? Well, goldfish and other fish really loves quite a lot of veggies and fruits. You can feed them broccoli, lettuce, spinach, corn. They really love corn, by the way. Peas, green beans, quite a lot of things, and it's all really good for them. It's good for their digestive tract, and it's make them be healthy and all. But now you might be like, what the hell, you really put corn in your aquarium to feed the fish? Like, I don't understand. Well, let's just watch the ingredient. And despite the fact that you cannot really read it well, oh yeah, you can. Yeah, it say it. Oops. Right here, corn, gluten. Yeah. So see that? There is some corn in there. There is some. Oh, there is a lot of things, including fish meal. So yeah, my fish are cannibals, and yours are probably too. And now you might be like, oh, but that might just be algae wafer, it's special food. Well, even in flake food, corn is a big part of the alimentation. Actually, it's the first ingredient. Right here, cornmeal. Yep. So fish do love corn. The main ingredient I'm really interested in, though, is the fructuligosaccharidae, which is really important, but I don't actually know what the hell it is. So let me Google that crap out. Alright, so I did a little bit of research on Wikipedia, and apparently fructuligosaccharidae is also sometimes called oligofructose, ooh, or oligofructan, oh, or they are oligosaccharidae fructans used as an alternative sweetener. FOS exhibits sweetness levels between 30 and 50% in commercial prepared syrup. It occurs naturally, and its commercial use emerged in 1980s in response to consumer demand for healthy, calorie-reduced food. Do I still don't know what the hell that is? Yes. Do you want a medal for that? I actually have 3, but I have way more. But that was when I was actually healthy and sportive. Now I just sit on my bed all day. Yeah. As I was saying, the original plan was to just not feed the fish for like 2 or 3 days, but give some lettuce to the goldfish, because lettuce, I consider it as their diet food. Because contrary to some people, I don't boil the lettuce. Boiling the lettuce is good if you want your fish to eat the lettuce easily. But I don't believe into doing stuff easily. I believe into the natural way. And the natural way is that in the wild, first of all, there isn't lettuce in the water. But the second thing is that in the wild, the goldfish just have to adapt and just work for their food. And as scavengers, they know what the hell they are doing. So don't worry, I do rinse the lettuce before putting it into the water. But yeah, you should see my 2 goldfish when they really want to eat the lettuce. They become crocodiles or piranhas. They just transform into monsters. So and also the main reason why I do give lettuce is because it takes a lot of energy for the goldfish to actually eat, and it doesn't fill them with a lot of stuff, you know. It's just good for their digestive tract, and it will not create ammonia spike. The problem came when the goldfish were the actual only fish that could eat, and the other fish get jealous, especially the goldbarbs. Goldbarbs are like mini goldfish, but they don't like to eat the lettuce. So they were just getting pissed off, not having food. So when they get pissed off, the first thing they do is that they fin nip. So I was like, oh damn, my goldbarbs are now aggressive. So I decided to still remove the automatic feeder to keep feeding the goldfish lettuce as their main food for 2 or 3 days. But I also decided I'm going to give those sweet wafers, waffles, whatever you want to call it, for the fish in general, because all the fish love waffles and all the fish love corn. Not all the fish love lettuce though, only the goldfish do. But the lettuce don't pollute the water. So yeah, that was pretty much my big screwed up. I overfed, and now I'm stuck with having to deal with all of that. So as I said, I'm doing some small water change each day. I just scoop up a bit of water and then dump some new water in there. And as you can see, there is still a bit of cloudiness in the water. I'm going to try to film it in the in this area. So as you can see, it's still like kind of cloudy, and this is actually bad bacteria. Well, it's bacteria that you don't want in your water. If your water is crystal clean, that mean well, that doesn't necessarily mean the water is free of pollution and everything, but it's at least mean that there isn't that much bacteria. But in my water right now, it is a bit cloudy, so those bacteria significate that the water isn't balanced yet, and this is why I continue to do small water change. And also this is why I will clean up the filter and the other filter and just try to eliminate all trace of the pollution. So the main reason why I'm not too much concerned and why I was extremely lucky is the fish themselves. You see, I always choose my fish to be really hardy. I mean, if I did what I just did in another aquarium, like for example with really expensive, really easy to kill fish, I would probably have messed up quite badly. But in my aquarium, goldfish really hardy, danios really hardy, goldbarbs really hardy, even the Siamese algae eater and the Corridoras, all those fish can take abuse. This is why I strongly recommend them all for, well, maybe not the goldfish for beginners, because goldfish do need a lot of space. But all the other fish, really good for beginners. And another good thing about my aquarium, as said, I have a lot of filtration, but right now I don't have a heater, which means more oxygen in the water, because if you didn't knew that, when the water is colder, it's hold up more oxygen. And as you can see, there is also a lot of water movement, water like surface agitation as well, which promote a lot of good gas exchange. So a lot of good things are working for me right now, and I just have to like slowly but surely remove all trace of excessive food. So yeah, basically lesson learned. We all do mistakes. This hobby isn't supposed to be well, you know, there isn't really pros in this hobby. We are all just crazy people trying to do stuff, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I highly underestimated the amount of food remaining in the automatic feeder. It could have been really bad for the fish, but luckily for me, I have really dealt really fast for that situation. Obviously, I'm not satisfied with the water quality right now, but I'm strongly working on it. And as you have all seen in the video, the fish are actually doing pretty well. All the fish are displaying normal behaviors. All the fish are active. All the fish are just swimming normally. There isn't a single fish that is gasping for air. There isn't a single fish that is swimming in a weird way. All the fish seems to be behaving normally, but I still have my eye open, and I will look for all bad stuff, and I will really pay a lot of attention to the aquarium. So I just really want to warn everyone to just don't do the same mistake as I did. I do like to show my mistakes. I mean, I'm not afraid of criticism, and I know when I screwed up, I screwed up, and I'm not afraid to not hide it, but to present it. I mean, we are all human, and it's really hard to always like be top notch without any bad thing. When we are in the fish keeping hobby, we have to deal with the fact that we will screw it up eventually. And what differentiates us from bad fish keepers is that, well, first of all, there isn't bad fish keeper, but what I meant was, with experience, you know how to deal with a situation when you know you screwed up. Well, when you don't know what the hell you're actually doing, that's when the fish can suffer. But yeah, my fish are doing good. I'm keeping a close eyes on them, and they will do fine. Don't worry about it. I'm really dealing with the situation. I just wanted to present it. I do take a lot of care, and I do a lot of observation with my fish. I mean, just the amount of videos I do kind of suggest that, and despite that, I also take like several. Oh, I observe quite a lot my aquarium actually, and one of the good thing of having only one aquarium is that you know exactly what is going on in it. I just each day I know exactly what the hell is going on in the aquarium. So I know my fish behaviors by heart. All the fish have a name. All the fish, I know how to distinguish them. I know all fish personality, and if they were behaving in a weird way, then I would be concerned. But now I'm not that much concerned. But I will do my best to stabilize the water as it was just before. I mean, yeah, we all do mistakes. That's what I really wanted to say in this video. But yeah, basically, the key thing is to learn from our mistakes. I will never overfeed my fish again, or if I do, it will be in a long time for some reason. But I will really try my best not to do the same mistakes again. But mistakes are there to make us learn, and the important thing is to not repeat them. So thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you have liked this episode, and I'm just going to show you the fish for the last few seconds, just because Ghost really wants to do the outro again. He's begging me right now. He's like close to the window, so you see Ghost is behaving normally. That was Bob for a new episode of Oranda Power. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to put a like, to subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, I put a lot of effort on this video, and I tried it to make it the funniest I could, despite the serious subject. Because yeah, that's my kind of new way to see things, to always be positive. So this is Ghost. He's showing the butt right now, but he's going to present itself and say bye as he usually do. So please, as I said, smash the like button, spread the love, and let's bless this aquarium. I love those fish, and I love making videos about fish, and I'm going to do more real soon. So thanks a lot for watching. See you all soon, and goodbye.